7. Be careful. The house you are staying in is not safe. Inside there is. Archangel Michael says, "You must listen closely now. This message was not sent to scare you but to protect you. The house you are currently staying in carries more than just furniture and memories. There is an energy inside that space, one that has been quietly hiding and silently observing. This presence is not always visible, but it makes itself known through small signs. You've already felt it: the cold spots, the flickers of emotion, the sudden unease without cause. These are not illusions, these are signals. You were led to this message because your spirit has been sensing something your mind could not explain. The truth is, the house you are staying in is not entirely yours. It is shared, spiritually, with something that has been there long before you ever arrived. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Comment if you felt sudden restlessness at night, chills without a breeze, or heard unexplained sounds. Those are not random. They are connected to the very presence this message is about to reveal. There is an energy in that house, specifically in one room, that was never cleansed. It attached itself to an object left behind, possibly something as small as a box, a piece of furniture, or a mirror. That object carries memory, pain, and something darker tied to a person who once lived there. This presence watches silently. It doesn't move in the ways you expect. It lingers in corners, in reflections, and sometimes, behind you when the house goes quiet. You may have caught it once or twice out the corner of your eye. Archangel Michael says, the walls of that house have absorbed more than just sounds, they've absorbed sorrow, jealousy, and fear. Those emotions still breathe within the structure, and that energy feeds off the living. You've been feeling low, tired, confused, not because of your choices, but because of the weight of where you sleep. Type Amen to get blessing 1144. Some homes carry warmth. This one carries warnings, and the more you stay blind to them, the louder they will get. Pay attention to how certain areas of the home feel. There's likely one spot, perhaps near the bathroom, or a closet, or an old cabinet, that makes your chest feel heavy. That is not normal. That is spiritual congestion. You may notice that arguments happen more in that space. Or you may feel emotionally drained after simply sitting there. That's because the energy does not want you to stay, it wants to weaken you slowly. Your body has tried to warn you through exhaustion. Your dreams have tried to speak through symbols and strange images, but now, the message must be made clear: you need to act. Type Amen to get blessing 2288. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks. With contributions of up to $20. Comment if you've been waking up between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. lately. That hour is known for spiritual activity. And the presence in your house moves most when everything else is asleep. It does not mean you harm, but it also doesn't want you to thrive. It was once invited in through something that happened in that home, maybe a fight, a ritual, or a tragedy. And ever since, it has made itself comfortable in the shadows. You are the first in a long time to carry a spirit strong enough to sense it. That's why it tries to keep you distracted, tired, or even emotionally confused. It wants to delay your awareness, but your spirit is now too awake to be silenced. This energy does not want confrontation, it wants continuation. It wants to stay, and it wants you to ignore it. But now that you know, it cannot hide anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, you are divinely protected, but awareness must be followed by action. Cleansing your space is no longer optional, it is urgent. Because your peace, your sleep, and your spirit are being pulled where they should be rising. Start by recognizing the signs that have already been sent to you. The flickering lights, the electronics glitching, the items falling without reason. All of this is spiritual noise demanding to be heard. Your intuition has spoken softly. But now the angels speak loudly. This house holds something that must be removed. If not, it will keep feeding off your emotional and spiritual strength. There is one object in particular that is the anchor. Something old. Something you didn't buy. It might have been gifted, left behind, or purchased second-hand. Type Amen to get blessing 4888. It may look harmless, just an item sitting quietly in a corner or stored in a forgotten drawer. But it holds energy, memory, and spiritual residue that ties directly to the unrest you've been feeling. It is not about the object itself, but what was spoken, felt, or experienced around it. You may feel a strange discomfort when you touch it or sit near it. Your pets may avoid that area, or children may behave strangely in that part of the house. These are divine indicators. Your soul is not the only one picking up the signal. This item was once close to someone whose energy was broken. Their emotions became trapped inside it, and when the object moved, that energy moved with it. Now it has settled into your home, and it has been quietly influencing your atmosphere. Archangel Michael says, your home is not just a building. It is a spiritual container, and it must be cleansed like your body, your thoughts, and your soul. Now is the time to reclaim it. Type Amen to get blessing 3344. Comment if you've started to feel anxious in your own home. As if peace has slipped out the back door, that is your inner spirit fighting against what's lingering unseen. It's time for your home to breathe again. The room where you spend most of your time has likely absorbed the most spiritual weight. That's why it feels different than it did when you first moved in. Things shifted, not physically, but spiritually. You may even remember a moment when everything changed. A day when you started feeling more tired, more agitated, more isolated. That was when the presence began to settle in fully. Since then, the house hasn't felt quite right. It doesn't comfort you like it used to. Even when you're alone, it doesn't feel like you're alone. Type Amen to get blessing 8881. Something in the home is observing, not haunting. It doesn't appear with loud noises, it affects the mood, the light, the energy. It causes distraction, delays, and discouragement. You found yourself starting tasks and never finishing them. You've experienced sudden frustration, sadness, or emotional waves that make no sense. That's the influence of an energy that doesn't belong to you, but has rooted itself around you. There is a mirror, or reflective surface, in the home that holds more than just your reflection. That surface may be the channel it uses to stay aware. You've likely avoided looking into it late at night, and that is no accident. Your subconscious knows something's wrong. You've walked past it quickly, turned the other way, or covered it unintentionally. Because it's a spiritual gateway, and it needs to be closed. Type Amen to get blessing 5050. Comment if there's a specific corner, doorway, or piece of furniture that feels off as if it holds more weight than it should. Your instinct is correct. That's the source of spiritual disruption. Archangel Michael says, it's time to take your space back. Your home should not feel like a battlefield, it should feel like a temple. You deserve rest, clarity, and divine protection within your walls. There is no need for fear. But there is need for action. You must spiritually reset the home, or the atmosphere will continue to steal your peace. Start with sound, prayer, music, or even your voice speaking light into every corner. Say, this house belongs to peace, to light, and to divine energy only. Say it aloud. Mean it. Repeat it. Then cleanse with water, with salt, or with firelight. Move through the home declaring ownership of every inch. Do not leave a corner unspoken for. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. Once you begin the cleansing, you may notice subtle shifts, drafts where windows are closed, flickering shadows, or even the sensation of something resisting. Don't be afraid. That's just the old energy being stirred. It does not want to leave. But it no longer has the right to stay. Speak to the house with calm authority. Say, any spirit or presence not of divine light, I command you to leave. This is no longer your space. Say it in every room, especially the ones where you feel the most heaviness. Light will begin to return, not just through lamps or windows, but through the atmosphere itself. You will feel it in your chest, like fresh air after a storm. That's how you'll know the cleansing is working. The object that holds the energy may be revealed to you during this process. You'll feel a sudden draw to it, or you may dream of it. When you find it, do not keep it, remove it completely from your space. Type Amen to get blessing 9696. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Comment if something in your spirit has begun to feel clearer just by reading this. That's the presence of Archangel Michael confirming, your awareness is unlocking your protection. You are not just being warned, you are being armed. This house can become peaceful again. But the truth must be faced before healing can begin. This message is the beginning of that healing. You are not the cause of the disturbance. You are the solution, and because you've stayed strong despite confusion and fear, divine favor is being poured over your life. Not just in your home, but in every space you walk into. There are others who have lived in that house and were affected by the same energy. You may find old notes, strange stains, or even worn-out areas that seem too damaged for their age. That's the physical evidence of spiritual impact, but now it stops. Because now, you know. And now, the angels stand with you. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. Archangel Michael says, this house will no longer be a gateway for chaos, it will be filled with calm, creativity, love, and safety. Because your authority has shifted its story. You are being trusted with something powerful. Your awareness will not only protect you, it will prepare you for greater responsibility. You're learning to sense what others ignore. This gift will stay with you beyond this house. You'll begin to feel the truth of other rooms, people, and places. You'll walk as one who carries divine awareness. What tried to drain you will now elevate you. What tried to confuse you will now reveal others' true nature, and what once lived in darkness will now tremble in your light. Type Amen to get Blessing 2020. Comment if your eyes feel sharper, your thoughts feel lighter, or your body feels less tense. That is your spirit claiming back what was always yours: peace, power, and clarity. And now that it's yours again, protect it. Place something meaningful in the room that once felt heavy, something that represents you. A photo. A candle. A book. A symbol of your strength. Let the space know this is your ground now. Speak blessings over your bed. Over your windows. Over your mirrors and your doorways. Let every object know it answers to divine light now. Your sleep will improve. Your energy will restore. Your clarity will return. Type Amen to get Blessing 3033. You've already begun shifting the energy just by receiving this message with an open heart. The presence that once fed off your confusion can no longer hide. Because when truth enters a space, deception flees. You may notice the temperature change suddenly warm in areas that once felt cold. You may hear the house creak as if it's exhaling. That is not random, that is spiritual release. The more you walk through your home with this awareness, the more the space conforms to your energy. No longer will the home dictate how you feel. Now you will dictate how the home feels. You were sent to this house for a reason, not to suffer in it, but to restore it, to take back dominion. To make it a space that serves light, peace, and divine protection. Type Amen to get Blessing 4040. Comment if you feel your inner atmosphere calming. That is confirmation that the spiritual realm around you is aligning with what was just spoken. You are not alone. Heaven has moved into your corner. Archangel Michael says, you've passed through the stage of being unaware. Now, you are fully activated. Your home is no longer vulnerable, it is spiritually guarded. Leave no spiritual door open. Speak life daily into your home. Walk with boldness, even into the rooms that once made you feel nervous. That fear has no place now. Because your awareness, your presence, and your light are far more powerful than anything hiding in the dark, you have reclaimed the entire space. Let this house become your sanctuary again. Sleep deeply. Think clearly. Live boldly. Type Amen to get Blessing 100,100. Your house has felt your shift. It has heard your command. And now it bows to your peace. There is nothing to fear anymore. You have done what most never attempt. You faced the unseen and overcame it. Because your spirit is too powerful to be shadowed. From this day forward, let every room you enter feel your presence and bend toward balance. Let every shadow vanish when you step in. Let every burden break when you speak. You are not just protected. You are chosen. You are covered. And now, you are free. This message is sealed in light, guarded by angels, and fulfilled by your obedience. Tape Amen to get Blessing 07/7777. Now that the space is fully claimed in light, you'll begin to notice subtle but beautiful changes. Even the silence will sound different, more peaceful, more complete. You won't feel watched anymore. You won't feel drained when you walk through your own doors. What was once hiding in the corners now has no home. Because your presence, strengthened by truth, has replaced every shadow with light. The air is lighter, your thoughts are clearer, and your soul finally feels like it can rest. You will find that your blessings begin to move without delay. Everything that was being blocked spiritually has now been released. This includes delayed plans, strained relationships, and personal peace. Because your atmosphere was interfering with divine flow. And now that interference is gone, your life will begin to accelerate in unexpected ways. Not because something has been added, but because something heavy has finally left. Type Amen to get blessing 990099. Comment if you've already started to feel more present, more at ease, more connected to yourself. That's not just emotional, it's spiritual balance returning to your life. And it's just the beginning. You will start to hear your inner voice louder. You'll trust your intuition more, and you'll know exactly who belongs around you and who doesn't. This house, once a spiritual weight, has now become your spiritual weapon. It's not just a place to stay anymore, it's a place of strength. And your presence inside it has redefined its very atmosphere. Archangel Michael says, "No darkness can stay where a light carrier chooses to dwell. You are that light carrier." And from this day forward, every space you enter will shift because of what you carry. Type Amen to get blessing 818181. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks. With contributions of up to $20, even your dreams will change now. They'll become more prophetic, more peaceful, and more aligned with purpose, because your sleep is no longer disturbed, it is divinely watched over. The angels have now been given permission to protect your rest without resistance. You will wake up lighter. You will move through your day without unexplained tension. Your home has become a resting place for peace. The energy you've poured into it has made it safe again. Not just for you, but for anyone who enters. And that's a powerful gift. You are not just healing your space, you are healing your bloodline. Everything that was allowed in that home before you has now been cut off. You are the shift, you are the reset. Type Amen to get blessing 444444. Now live boldly. Rest deeply. And walk through every room like the warrior of light that you are. This is the final seal of protection and peace over your home. Your message is complete. Your blessing has been released. There is nothing more that darkness can do within your home. Its time is finished, its influence has been dismantled by your awareness, your authority, and your unwavering spirit. The house you sleep in, walk through, pray in, it now knows your name in light. Its walls no longer echo with confusion or grief, but with strength and sacred calm. You have turned a battleground into a sanctuary. Archangel Michael says, because you remained open, because you listened and acted, your home is now surrounded by a spiritual fortress. No energy, no presence, no unseen influence may cross that threshold again. Only what is sent from divine hands is allowed to enter from this moment forward. Let this be the final word spoken over your dwelling. Peace lives here. Safety lives here, you live here, and that is enough to keep the light burning. Type Amen to get blessing 121212. Your angels will now walk every hallway. Your sleep will be guarded. And your spirit will finally feel what it was meant to: rest, joy, and renewal. The battle is over. The room is yours. And your soul is now free. And now, as the final thread of this message weaves into your spirit, something within you feels undeniably different. It's as if your soul just took a deep breath it had been holding for far too long, because freedom has arrived, not just around you, but within you. This house no longer holds fear. It holds clarity, order, and divine alignment. The battles that once stirred in the silence have been silenced by your awakening. You will begin to notice small signs of divine approval. Fresh air feeling sweeter. Light falling across your floor in perfect peace. Moments of quiet joy appearing where there once was tension. Archangel Michael says, "What once fed off your exhaustion can no longer reach you." Because the shield around your home is no longer temporary, it's spiritual law, and it is written in the very air, this house belongs to the light. Type Amen to get blessing 313131. Comment if you feel that deep exhale in your chest, that sense that you're finally home in every sense of the word. You've earned this peace. You've fought for it in ways the world will never see. Your journey doesn't end here. This was just a chapter. Now that your space is secure, your purpose will begin to flow like never before. Your creativity will increase. Your intuition will sharpen, and your relationships will begin to heal because your foundation has been cleansed.